Good afternoon. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment, and your Fox News affiliate. You can also find us on television, 182 Charter. You can also find us syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com, the Newscaster Studio. Continue sending emails. We definitely appreciate that. You can send an email anytime you want to Donna@donnasedge.com. Now, sometimes I'm a little bit behind. Phil and I took an anniversary trip, so we are a little bit behind. And I also check the spam folders as well. Okay, so I will answer every single email you send because it's that important to us. I have AP Steadham with us right now. He's a talk show host, growing his show, by the way, by leaps and bounds. So I'm going to say I knew AP when. You can find him on our radio station. Yeah, that's on icradio.media. Football Friday at 4. And boy, are we in football season. I am so proud. How about you, AP?
Oh, yeah, Donna, thank you very much for having me today, and happy anniversary to you and Phil. That's fantastic. But yeah, we're right in the middle of football now, and things are happening, good, bad, ugly. So, Don, I made it down to the Plains this weekend to see California from the ACC. Yes, I said ACC. Play against the SEC team, Auburn Tigers, and the Tigers were overcome by the California Bears. I mean, California's quarterback, Donna, Fernando Mendoza, in the first half, he was on fire. I think he was either 15 for 17 or 17 for 19. He was accurate. He was timely and precise with his passes, and they just scored some touchdowns that put Auburn on the defensive. Auburn scored early, and they looked fine, and they threw some nice passes. I think it was over 100 yards, but only ended up with 165 total passing for the game. Don, I was so much anticipating to watch the Auburn receiving corps. They call them the Freeze Four. I mean, the freshmen, the transfers, but they didn't have any rhythm, Don. We speak about this all the time. Passing is rhythm. And if you don't have any rhythm in your passing game and the quarterback is trying to elude the defenders, running around in the backfield, you cannot have consistent success to move those chains to put yourself in a position to score touchdowns. So that was the big disappointment for me. Zero rhythm, I felt, and I think it was displayed with the Auburn passing game. Defensively, they gave up 21 points, Donna. That's a reasonable number in today's world of college football. But California, last year when I saw them play in Berkeley, they had a good defense. They played very good defense against Auburn, shutting them down just to 14 points. And Auburn's defense, I said, they're going to get worn out, Donna, if the offense doesn't have more production from that side of the ball.
Yeah, not a good start. Not a good start for the season.
No, like I said, Auburn is still a spoiler team. This California game was critical because you're trying to get to a bowl game, get to 6 wins, 7 wins, improve on last year's season. But that does not bode well for Auburn. Like I say, they're just going to have to improve with that offense and that's Hugh Freeze's forte offense, the passing game, directing the quarterback, improving the play of the quarterback. So if you see a change down the road, I wouldn't be surprised at the quarterback position. I think he's going to give Peyton Thorne a couple more games, but if I'm Hugh Freeze, I've got to move on, try someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree with that. I mean, that's the tough thing about being a coach.
Yeah, you have to make those difficult decisions. Yeah, that's we all know, Don, the college football and football in general, it begins with the quarterback. You must have average minimum play at the quarterback position to give yourself a chance. If it's below average, and I include the entire team when you're speaking about the quarterback, he needs support. He needs those receivers to understand their routes, get open, and get in the creases of the defense when they're playing zone or beat somebody in a man-to-man situation. If the ball's in the air, you're winning those passes that are thrown. You can high point them and out jump the defender, outfight the defender. So the quarterback, you have to review the film and say, okay, are his receivers giving him a chance to have completions? Is the quarterback putting it in the proper place? Is he timely with his throws? Because I don't like to see more than 3 seconds pass and the ball's not near. Maybe 4 seconds maximum. I maybe lean to 5, but you better have the ball out of your hands in this day and age because they're blitzing, they're putting pressure on you, and the offensive linemen, they're going against some of the best athletes on the field, some of those edge rushers. They're big and fast, and they mean to sack that quarterback. That's how they make a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Other games are being played. Let's please move away from Auburn. I'm an Auburn fan.
Yes. Right. So we've been discussing Tennessee for years now, and we've been saying, can the defense catch up to the offense? And we thought that Nico Iamaleava was going to be a better quarterback than the prior quarterback the last couple of years. So far, Nico put 50-plus points on a North Carolina State team that was trying to contend to win the ACC and be nationally ranked. They just demolished them in Charlotte. It wasn't even a game. So Tennessee, we've been high on them for a couple of years. Last year they took a slight dip, but this year with that improved defense, Donna, and this quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, watch out. Watch out for those Volunteers. They're very good.
Mm-hmm. So it's like they're a powerhouse.
They could be, Donna, because I just want to look at their schedule right quick. I know they host Alabama, and they host Florida. They host Kentucky. They have to go to Georgia. That's later on in the season when you should be prepared and maybe, keep the injuries to a minimum. An interesting game for them, Donna. Not this coming weekend. They'll play Kent State. You have to take care of that team. They're out of the MAC. And we saw a team from the MAC, Northern Illinois, I believe. They defeated Notre Dame, upset Notre Dame. So you got to watch out for those MAC teams. But I would say Oklahoma on the 21st. They have to travel to Norman. We know that Josh Heupel was a great quarterback for the Sooners. That is a huge game on the Sooners schedule because the coach knows that they're bringing in a former player at Oklahoma. He's coaching Tennessee. You're both in the same conference now. Tennessee's one of the top teams in the conference year in and year out, usually. Excuse me. So that's a big game for Tennessee to play against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge. We see a lot of up and downs, and you pretty much get it rocking. I mean, you really do at the first of the season. But I know you're a student of sports, in all kinds of sports as well. So you pretty much pegged it every year.
We're trying, Donna. We have fun. We enjoy reading about the teams, the personalities, the coaches, and the schedules they have set up for the entire season. And Donna, a lot of times it is a schedule, as we just discussed. Georgia has to go to Oklahoma and Georgia. Those are two big games on the schedule. They have to go to Vanderbilt. We see that Vanderbilt is not a team that you can take lightly. They've been winning as well. Excuse me. So, but Tennessee's a team to watch. I think, I believe, because I have strong confidence in their quarterback and in improving defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, something, we were over the weekend, Phil and I were in Clemson territory. I'm going to tell you, those folks there are extremely proud. And they will ask you what football team you root for.
Yes, they will.
So I told the lady, I said, well, I live in Alabama, so it's going to be either Alabama or Auburn.
Yes.
And so Alabama or Auburn, which one are you? And I said, well, I'm Auburn. He's Alabama. And she said, well, it must be some testy marriage. I said, yes. Only during the Iron Bowl. Okay, only during the Iron Bowl. The rest of the time, we got the perfect marriage.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what, we think we have the rivalries here, but I'm going to tell you they're pretty well all over the country too. And I'm going to tell you the two biggest ones I've seen in South Carolina are Clemson and South Carolina. I mean, those two fight it out. Right.
They have that Garner, that red and the orange. They go at it. They don't like each other. And South Carolina, Clemson's been pretty strong these last 10 plus years or so. South Carolina upsets them once in a while. It's a big victory for them. But that's a great rivalry in the state of South Carolina. And those fans on South Carolina, historically, and Clemson, they are very faithful, meaning they show up for every game, no matter the opponent. And normally they stay. Win, lose, or draw, they stay till the end, normally.
Yeah, well, that's what we do. That's what we're used to here in this state. I mean, we're not going to leave early. We're going to fight it out to the end.
Right.
Okay, now Georgia's still sitting on top of the hill, you think?
Oh yes, yeah, they're moving right along strong. They played a team that was really didn't have a chance. I think Georgia was maybe a 50-point favorite or something, Tennessee Tech. So they put up a big score, beat them. And Georgia, the quarterback's playing well, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense is strong. Now, Georgia this week, Donna, they're going to go to Lexington, Kentucky. Now, why is that game interesting? Well, the quarterback in Kentucky is Brock Vandagriff, who transferred from Georgia, from the state of Georgia, was a top recruit, sat on the bench behind Carson Beck, couldn't get a chance to transfer to Kentucky. Kentucky so far has been a total disaster. They lost to South Carolina. Nothing against South Carolina, but, I mean, they lost 31-6. Brock was 3 for 10 with the passing game. He was benched. They had to replace him, and that was a total surprise. Just like I had high hopes for Auburn's passing game with the new influx of receivers, I had high hopes for Kentucky with the fact that Brock Vandagriff was supposed to be a special passer, and he transferred from Georgia after sitting on the bench for a couple of years. So Kentucky, they're going to have to regroup because Georgia could beat them by 50 points if they don't get ready. And Lexington could be one of the most embarrassing losses, but I suspect they play with a lot of pride. Mark Stoops been around the league many years. I think he's the dean of coaches right now, I believe, in the conference. And they better be prepared and come to play defense and have some offense, have some relief for their defense, because Georgia could shut them out. If you only scored 6 points against South Carolina, we know that they're an improved football team, but Georgia, they have a high caliber defense. And I'd say those Kentucky fans, they're going to be sitting on their seats maybe with one eye open and one eye closed because they don't want to witness a total disaster.
You know, some years we see high-scoring football games. I mean, when one just goes 50-0 or 50-5-6 or something like that. This is going to be another one of those years.
For some teams, I think, Georgia, their offense is pretty strong. Tennessee, when Josh Heupel has a quarterback, with that offense, he gets his wide receivers, tight ends, running backs open with his schemes. And this quarterback, very good. So Tennessee could be one of the leading point producers in the country, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hey, P, half the show is already over. We've got to go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Everybody hang in there. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania, and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You ask and we listen. We're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium MyPillow, now only $19.98. MyPillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all MyPillow products, including the premium queen size MyPillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America!
Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. We want to know about the truth in sports, so that's why we always have AP Steadham with us. He has another talk show, AP and Kelly, as we see it. What happened on the show last week?
Yeah. Last week, Donna, we had some interesting people. It was all women, Donna. I was surrounded by women. It was Kelly, of course. We had
I didn't
Angelique.
see you complaining about it.
No, I wasn't complaining. We had Angelique Shangelis, who writes for the Detroit News. She covers the University of Michigan for a long time. She's very funny, knowledgeable, and witty. We had her. And then we had Jaden Watson Fisher. She writes for the Raleigh News and Observer. So she covers North Carolina State. So we were discussing the Tennessee versus North Carolina State game played in Charlotte, and we discussed the University of Texas versus the University of Michigan game played in the big house at Arbor. So we had a lot of fun with those two ladies, and Kelly, of course, she's a Michigan fan. So and I told her on the broadcast, I said, Kelly, I do not think that Michigan's going to win this game. I don't think they can guard all those receivers from Texas. So that ended up being the case, and Texas had a strong performance, double-digit victory. And Donna, that's the only time they've ever played in the regular season. Those two programs been around over 100 years. They're the top winners, 1-4 all time, and Michigan #1, Texas #4, I believe, all-time winners with total victories. And they never played in the regular season. I always tell you that's grown-ups for you. Right? They played one time in the bowl game, the Rose Bowl, and Texas beat them by 1 point on that second field goal, 38-37, 2005 Rose Bowl. Yes. Yeah.
So what's happening this week with the show?
Yeah. Donna, this week this week we're going to have on a gentleman to discuss the Wake Forest Ole Miss game, because I'll be at the Ole Miss Wake Forest game in Winston-Salem. That's the first time I'm going to be in Winston-Salem, Donna.
You're going to love it. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, Dave Gorn, he does the sideline for the Wake Forest Deacons and Demon Deacons. So we have him on the show to discuss that game. Ole Miss, we know they have a high-powered offense, can score 40 and 50. They have some of the best receivers in the country as a unit. And Jackson Dart's been there 3 years now with Lane Kiffin. So, and Wake Forest lost by 1 point at home to Virginia, 31-30. Yeah, their quarterback, Hank Bachmeyer, I know Hank and his family are from California. So he threw for 400 yards and they lost by 1 point to Virginia. They were ahead, but they surrendered the lead. But we'll have him, and I'm trying to get somebody also. We're going to speak about the Alabama travels to Wisconsin. Donna, haven't been there since 1928. 1928, last time they visited Wisconsin. And Wisconsin beat them up there 15-0. That was almost 100 years now, almost 100 years, right? 96 years, I guess. So we're going to have somebody to speak about that particular game as well. And then we'll have our usual roundup of all the teams and games and our observations about what happened and looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
Every Friday, nice radio.
Alabama, Wisconsin. So it's been 100 years since they played. And I'm sure the dynamics of the time changed.
Yeah, up since they put up there, they have played in the last 5-6 years or something like that. Donna. They played in Arlington, Texas, at a neutral site. They played at a neutral site, so Alabama beat them pretty handily that day. But those teams don't get together very often. And I'm thinking this is the first time that Alabama is over the Mason-Dixon line for a regular season game. I think since Penn State 2010, 2011, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be an interesting game. What does Alabama have to guard against?
Well, Alabama, Donna, their offensive line has to improve. The play of their, I think the secondary, you got to still continue to watch them. They're a new group, new unit. So that's really critical. They've done over 10 penalties. Offsides, holding, just critical errors that are self-inflicted. I mean, you know you're going to go offsides a time or two, but you can't have over 10 penalties. That's outrageous. You're supposed to be a disciplined team, and that can't happen if you're going to win against tougher opponents, tougher competition. Yeah.
Who is your top 5 in the SEC right now?
Yeah, top 5 SEC. You have Georgia, and you have to put Texas right there, I believe. I think I'm going to move. I'll stay with Ole Miss, Missouri. I'll put Alabama in there, and then I'll get Tennessee. I think that's 6. Is that 6, Donna? That's how I'll probably list them at this moment, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks kind of like you're putting Alabama, Texas kind of the same. Is there one you feel like is a little bit better than the other one?
Well, Texas right now, they're playing much better football than they're playing very good football. Texas, these couple of games, in Georgia, those two are above everybody. And then after, like say Tennessee, looking good. I want to see them play against a better offensive team, probably to test that defense. Alabama has the potential, but Donnie, you have to cut down on the mistakes. I like Missouri, that football team. I like them as well. And LSU, they've got to play better on defense and continue to not make as many mistakes. So, but like I say, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee, those are probably my tops. That's 6 teams, I believe. Yeah, I would say right now.
Well, I was telling you, have received a lot of email. A lot of people seem to be upset about Texas being in the SEC. I say bring it on.
Yeah, Donna, you're trying to improve your league. Why wouldn't you try to get a blue blood? I mean, that's a blue blood defined as being a top 10 all-time winner. So why would you not have Texas in your league? If it's moving that direction, you can't stand still. You have to adapt.
Yeah, but you're going to wind up playing Texas anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Texas and Oklahoma, 2 blue bloods, join the conference. I mean, who wouldn't want those 2 teams?
Mm-hmm. Now, who are your top 5 within the whole status, the whole nation?
Right. Say Ohio State, Georgia. I'd say, Georgia first, Ohio State. I'll put Texas 3, maybe even maybe I'd put Texas number 2. Georgia, Texas, Ohio State. I'll put Ole Miss in there, and I'll put. I kind of like. I kind of like Missouri right now. I kind of like Missouri, number 5, let's say. Yeah. Until I see otherwise. I like that quarterback combination, quarterback wide receiver combination, and overall their team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to change all through the season. We're going to see a lot of ups and downs. It's going to be really critical right now.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like the whole football era is changing at all? This came from Mike.
I don't know what he means exactly, but I would say that, you have that transfer portal and people can move. So rosters change every year. Yes, football has changed on the college level. Yes. Yeah, it's extremely different.
Yeah, that's the one thing I would like to not see happen. I think it just changes the dynamics too much. That's just Donna Feazell's opinion. Yeah,
transfer portal, the NIL. It's, like I say, the toothpaste out of the dispenser. You can't change it, can't go back. It's moving forward, looking ahead. Who can apply the new rules the best? You must adapt. You must change.
Yeah, we have to do that because the whole world's a changing. I mean, there was a time we couldn't watch but one football game at a time, maybe 2, because we had this antenna outside, and we only had 3 stations that we could watch on television.
Oh, yeah. Right. So
4 if you want to watch everybody. Channel.
We can watch everybody everywhere now.
And that changes a lot too. That also changes the fans and the way they see things.
Right. Oh yes. But anyhow.
Okay. Let's talk coaches right now. Who are you looking at right now? Who's the strongest coach out there?
Yeah, right now, you got to look at Steve Sarkisian. He has that Texas team playing well. Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Ohio State, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, Josh Heupel, Tennessee. Kalen DeBoer. Let's see what he does at Alabama. They had 2 big victories. It wasn't pretty. There was a tight ball game there until the 4th quarter. They turned things around, but Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri. Those are some of the coaches we're looking at. You have to look at Lincoln Riley at USC. I think they made a pretty big turnaround. We'll see what happens the rest of the season for USC. Yes.
Uprising players. Who do you think is going to make it this year?
Yeah, well, that Nico Maliava from Tennessee. You got to watch him. Yeah, you got to watch him. He's probably my number 1 choice, rising.
Yeah, but and I kind of get what people are saying about people can just change teams, because if Tennessee were to lose him, he goes somewhere else. What would Tennessee do?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be difficult for them for sure. Certainly would. But he's a great ball player, and I'd look for Tennessee to do big things this year.
Absolutely. Hey, people are going to have to call it a day. What would you like to say before we go?
Oh, yeah, just check out our show every Friday on IC Radio. AP and Kelly As We See It, and we're also on YouTube if you miss it as well. But every Friday, 4 p.m. Central, IC Radio, AP and Kelly As We See It. Thank you, Donna.
Football Friday at 4 p.m., and that is Central Time.
Yeah.
Thank you, AP, for being on the show. Best for you and Kelly. I know it's going to be another great show. So you guys take care.
Thank you, Donna.
And thank you guys for watching. We definitely appreciate it. Keep sending emails, Donna at donnasedge.com. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number 1 as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.